Walking the Camino de Santiago solo can be one of the greatest travel adventures you will ever have. But you need to be a bit prepared because you can do a lot of things wrong. And I also did some things wrong. And that's why I created this 10 mistakes you should make when going on your first Camino. Point number one, you need hiking sticks. Okay, you might think, oh, I'm not old and why should I do that? I'm not going to do some crazy mountaineering in Galicia or in the north of Portugal or something like that. Yeah, it doesn't matter. The sticks will help your whole body, especially your back and your knees, to distribute the weight evenly. And especially going down, and everyone above 30 might know what I'm talking about, is when you're going down and on the spiritual variant, there's a lot of ups and downs, you should really take your hiking sticks because you can just take the pressure away from your knees when going down, and that just helps you. I met people, they didn't walk with any hiking sticks and their knees were destroyed. They couldn't walk properly, everything hurt. So please, please, please take your hiking sticks with you. So the second point is hand luggage only. And now coming back to the hiking sticks is that some airlines and some airport security doesn't like when you come with hiking sticks. So what can you do? You're just gonna buy them when you're starting. You can buy them in a lot of souvenir shops, in sports stores. There's also, if you're starting from Porto, there's a Decathlon. Just try to get your hiking sticks there and don't pay for checked-in luggage because it makes no sense. Hand luggage only will also save you a lot of costs, especially when you travel with a low-cost airline like EasyJet or Ryanair or something else. So you just have this carry-on and it will be enough. You don't want to walk around with like 20 kilos or something, like, yeah. Don't do that. And in the end, when it's time to leave Santiago de Compostela, you can also donate your hiking sticks there and leave them behind or give it to someone. They will happily take them, so it's not a waste or something. The third mistake a lot of people are making, that they're not starting early. I mean, you can take a chill day and start later, but especially in the summer heat, and I did my Camino in June and it was a heat wave, so I started at 5:45 at 6 in the morning because I wanted to walk in the dark and also before the sun was rising, because you just want to beat the heat, especially in summer. So try to start early. One time I started at 7 a.m. For me, it was way too late. But yeah, I thought, oh, it's not so far, but in the end it was far. So rather start early and then you can have a chill day afterwards when you arrive early. The fourth point, pack a first aid kit. I had an accident on my Camino. I was so happy I had a first aid kit because I twisted my ankle. And there were also super nice people that came with a cooling spray. So I can recommend you to just bring a cream or a spray that can cool you when you fall or something like that. Also some plasters, maybe some ibuprofen, painkillers, something like that, anti-allergics like histamine or something. Just take it with you. You never know when you're in the forest and there's nothing around, or yeah, you just need to try to help yourself if something happens. And of course, we don't hope anything happens, but it can always just happen. You know, like I also one wrong turn and I was like on the floor and my foot was hurting, and yeah, you better want to be prepared. The fifth point is that especially in the last 100 kilometers before Santiago de Compostela, the Camino gets very, very busy, because with 100 kilometers, you can still get your Compostela and everyone wants a certificate. And that means more people are on the last 100 kilometers. And especially in the spiritual variant, there are not so many places to stay, not that many albergs, not that many restaurants, just everything is limited. And I thought, oh, I'm just gonna walk until I'm tired and then I show up at a hostel and ask if they have space for me. No, that doesn't work in our time and age anymore. You need to pre-book, you need to plan. And especially in the spiritual variant, you also have this boat ride that you need to book way in advance. People said you need to book it 3 weeks in advance. I think I did it 2 weeks in advance. And yeah, just do that because it could be that there's no boat ride left for you and then you need to walk. I don't know if you want to do that because the boat ride is really a highlight and I really enjoyed it. So just book ahead. The sixth point is you need earplugs. People gonna snore. The only night where there were no snoring people was when I had a private room or when I was sleeping in a female dorm. All the other nights, snorers. One, two, three. And I also didn't know, because I didn't know this existed. There are hostels or albergs, they have 40 people in one room. It's insane. I think the last time I did that when I was like, I don't know, 23 or something. So that was quite unusual to me because I thought when I book a hostel, maybe there's 6 people, 8 people, but no, 40 people in one room and it's gonna be noisy. Also, you need a sleeping mask. One time I was in alberg where there were also 40 people in it and I had the upper bunk bed and there were no curtains and there was light from outside, light from other people. People were noisy, everything. So you also need a sleeping mask if you can sleep with the light on. Most people can't. I also can't. So sleeping mask, earplugs are a lifesaver for your sleep, I tell you. So the 7 point, speaking of hostels, when you arrive early, you can place your backpack in line. That means, hey, I'm the next in line. Some people understand it, a lot of people don't, but yeah, you can give it a try. A lot of hostels, albergs open around 1 p.m., 2 p.m. When you're an early riser like me, just on the Camino, otherwise in life, I'm not an early riser. But so when you arrive early, it can be that that it's closed. The alberg is closed. So what can you do? Just look for a restaurant or a cafe nearby and go there because most probably you don't want to walk anywhere anymore. And one time I spent, I think, 2.5 hours in this restaurant and I was just sitting there because I had nowhere else to go. And it was a bit outside of town. And that only happened because I didn't pre book my accommodation. So, yeah, if you can pre book an accommodation that is close to a restaurant or a cafe, do that, especially when you know that you arrive early. But for that, you need to plan ahead. And this is what I didn't do. So learn from my mistakes. The 8 point is that you need to take good care after your feet. Your feet are carrying you the whole day for a lot of kilometers, long distances. So I got the useful tip that you should put Vaseline on your feet before walking. So I did that every day and guess what? I had no blisters, not one. Of course, I was just walking 4 or 5 days, but still no blisters. Okay, you already need shoes that you're comfortable in walking. You shouldn't come with brand new shoes, makes no sense. You should break them in first. And then you need the right pair of hiking socks. Yeah, you don't need cotton socks. Better are merino wool or other kind of hiking breathable sock. I bought extra socks for my trek and they were amazing. They were great. And then, like I said, you need the Vaseline in the morning. And when you arrive after showering, you should also not forget to stretch. It also helps you to relax, and the next day your muscles and joints and everything will thank you that you did some stretching or maybe some yoga poses. And then also I used 2 different tiger balms, the white one and the red one, to massage my muscles, especially my knees, my thighs, just like the whole legs. And I did that before I went to sleep. So overnight they had a bit help to recover and I recommend that to you. as well. The ninth point is respect the sun. The sun can be brutal in Spain, especially in summer. The heat was crazy. I know that normally in Galicia it rains a lot. When I was there, it was a heat wave, so no rain at all, which is great, but the sun is very strong, so enough sunscreen, get a good hat, sunglasses, long arm sleeves if you have, everything you can, because I'm super sensitive to the sun. Maybe you're not, but still, we don't want to risk skin cancer or anything like that. So just try to be in the shade when you can and prepare yourself, because I saw a lot of people with nasty sunburns. You don't want that. And the last point, the 10th point, is that you should stick to 20 to 25 kilometers a day. This is doable. Of course, it depends if it goes up or down or whatever, but I think 20 kilometers are really doable for people with an average condition and fitness level, and 25 for me is the maximum. It can be that you're super fit and you can do 30, 35 a day, then do that. But for most average normal people, 20 kilometers to 25 kilometers is doable. If you're not sure like how much you can do, maybe start with 17, 18. Also take some days where you do less, then some days where you do more. Also feel into yourself like, okay, how much can I do? How do I feel? And it's your Camino. Like, you don't need to do 20 or 25 a day. If you don't like to, you can do rest days. Just do the Camino like you do it. It's your life, it's your holidays, and make the best out of it. So I hope you get a bit of an idea how to prepare yourself for your Camino de Santiago, especially for the spiritual variant. If you still feel a bit unsure how to plan, what to do, just leave me a comment with your questions below. And don't forget to like and subscribe. I would be very happy if you join me on this channel. There's gonna be more travel videos, more updates. I also talk about my life in Switzerland, other travel adventures, and essentialism, like how I live life in a meaningful way. Thanks so much for watching, and I see you in the next video. Bye!